What about now? Anybody hear me now? It said that the microphone was working. Okay, so we're good now? All right, cool. Thanks for being patient, guys. I really didn't expect anybody to stay around. Thanks for your patience. So, how's everybody doing tonight? A lot of people, patient people, decided to stick around. You guys are the reason why I do this. All right, so there's a whole lot of nothing going on in the chat, so we're just gonna jump in from where we're at now. So obviously we're clear for takeoff. Cool. Obviously, there's a whole lot of riffraff going on with sales, and nothing seems to be certain, right? What's up, thrifting by JL? What's going on with you, brother? We're good. Just cracking jokes. Yeah, it's all good. Do your thing. All right, so a lot of talk lately, right? The last couple of days about what's going on, and I don't know if you guys follow Josh Galt. Him and Bo did a live stream a couple of days ago, where Josh is trying to get a sit down meeting with the CEO of eBay to really just try to figure out what's going on and like listen to the little people, right? And not by little people, I just mean like people that are not doing millions of dollars selling new items on eBay, right? So like we are the backbone of eBay, right? There's buyers and then there's sellers. There's hundreds of millions of buyers out there, but then there's still, I don't know how many million of sellers there are. Let's see real quick if we can Google it. How many sellers on eBay? But I'm sure there's a lot of us. So 18 million sellers on eBay. Let's see how many buyers are on eBay. 134 million buyers. So even though there's 134 million buyers on there, I'm sure they make a lot of money off the 18 million sellers that are on this platform, right? So somebody's got to be accountable. For me, like I don't really try to lose a lot of sleep over this type of stuff, right? But there's a lot of people out there that are upset about this. A lot of people are like really like not feeling it whatsoever. People quitting and things like that. And so while I understand that there's people that are doing great, there's first time, second year, people that are their sales are still up, their percentages are still up. There's a lot of people that's been in this game for 20 years and they've watched eBay with the ups and downs and like all the things that the platform has done, all the changes that it's made. They've seen it from the beginning to where it's at now. I don't know that eBay. This is the eBay I know. You know what I mean? I came in on the end of 2020, like beginning of 2021. So I had a little bit of pandemic money, a little bit of stimulus money, like to see what it could be like. Yeah, I sold a lot of random stupid stuff that I was like, just I can't believe the stuff people are buying on eBay, right? But overall, like I didn't see like crazy like going from selling 20 a day to now I'm selling 100. I didn't have that type of experience on eBay. So for me, it's just been continuous gradual growth, just continuing to list items on eBay. While things don't sell for as what they used to, right? Because 50% off offers is the new norm now. So a lot of the money that I was used to making off certain items, those items don't sell for that much money anymore. But I'm in control of whether I'm accepting offers or trying to give a buyer a decent deal. Earlier, I had a guy make me $5 offer on 5 shirts, like $5 each, not just $5. And I told him, I was like, unfortunately, I feel like that's just a little bit unreasonable. You know what I mean? But I still was able to make a deal with him for like $8 a piece, which is not much better, but it's still a little bit more than what I was going to get. So, the day is not that great for me so far. I'm at like 318 for the day. Maybe I've sold something else. Maybe I haven't. Nope. 318 for the day, but I do have an offer. Let's see what it's sitting at. $8 item. Let's see what the offer is. Probably $4. $4.50. 50%. It's slightly above 50%. That's just the new norm right now, right? So at the end of the day, it's what are your profit margins? How much items do you have for sale? if you have 10,000 items for sale and you sell all of them right now, right? Every single item must go. You sold everything for $3. Would you still be profitable or would you lose a bunch of cash, right? So, like for me, $3 is my break even. So, off this $4.50 item, $4.50 item, I'm still going to make $1.50, right? And that's the minimum because I do overcharge slightly on shipping. I charge a 650 flat fee for USPS Ground Advantage, so I'll probably make $1 off the shipping, right? So I'll still make a little bit of profit on it. I get to get rid of a bad item. Um, Not the most ideal situation to be in, but it's still better than not doing anything. Marcus, I've written you about saving money using tieback envelopes for priority versus flat rate, and I think you highlighted something on this in a recent video, but you save even more if you print the priority or cubic in some cases for the tieback at pirate ship versus on eBay. I've had it at as low as 685 for 3 pounds to Texas instead of 760 or 790, but seems to only work this way for nearby states. Yeah, so I'll try that out. I did notice your comment on that. I did forget all about it today when I did ship something here. It was like went from me to an hour and a half away in St. Louis. Uh, and I didn't think about that. So I'll try it on the next go around, and I'll try to remember to comment about it, so that way when you're watching the next video, you can see how it went for me. Let's see. Sales have been the same for you. Yeah, you're doing a good job, man. Keep it up. What's up, Tiffany? How you doing? Well, Miss Q says she hit the thumbs up and already got a live sell, 47.18 for a used book. Let's go. Lee said, my sales for the last 2 weeks have dropped off a cliff. I can only get my head down and keep doing my part with listing quality items and customer service. I hope I get traction like I was. Stay positive, man. Butcher Bear, yeah, 50%. You just saw it live in action. My sales have basically stopped. I've been heavily cross-listing, and that's another thing. Like my girl's cross-listing, she just signed up for a Vendu yesterday with James's link, and that's just the name of the game right now for a lot of people. They're going to have to cross-list. I'm still hanging on, right? I'm not trying to make the switch yet. Not saying that I won't have to. Like I might be forced into doing it, but I really don't want to. It's just a whole lot of extra effort. But right now, I'm gonna just keep on rocking with eBay, and hopefully they'll get these things figured out. Now they were talking about something on Josh and Bo's live about some ES something. I can't even really remember what it was, but something about if I get this right, it's about making it better for international buyers to be buying. So hopefully we'll see. This is supposed to make the platform much better, but all this stuff that they're doing is supposed to make the platform better. So we really just kind of got to see how it goes. Bolo for everybody, in case you haven't heard of it. First Light brand hunting clothing sold a pair of their pants in about 6 to 7 hours for 87 plus shipping. Have not heard of First Light, but thank you. Thanks for the Bolo. Long time viewer, first time commenter. Whole lot of savings eBay store. Mainly an everything seller, but clothing too. For beginners, keep listing good items. It is possible. Thanks for the inspiration. Thank you for watching that one guy. Whole lot of savings on eBay. Appreciate you coming and hanging out. It is possible. Absolutely. I'm a reseller. It says I need that live sale. You gotta hit that thumbs up, man. I only started in my gaming niche about a month ago, but I've been solely doing sneaker sales for a while, and those have slowed down significantly. So see, that's how I got into this, with sneaker sales. I was doing hype sneakers, and it didn't pan out for me like I thought it would, right? It was just a lot harder for me to get a lot of pairs in this tiny little town that I live in. So I was having to get on Instagram and YouTube and like Facebook and things like that and try to buy pairs in bulk, right? But I'm already buying them at the top of the market resale. And I didn't have enough knowledge to where it was feasible for me to keep doing that. So after a certain point, I just decided to start doing the thrift route. And obviously that's much more sustainable for anybody versus trying to buy a bunch of hype sneakers that bots are going to buy all of them anyway. So, with you saying that sneaker sales have slowed down, it makes me wonder, were you just exclusively hype sneakers, or were you used sneakers, or were you a mix of both, or what? Because I know there's a lot of money in used sneakers right now. So, so there's his reply. Yeah, I do hype sneakers as well. Been doing it for like 10 years. eBay authentication system help a lot. So yeah, I bet. Because with a lot of people putting fake pairs on there, people still don't know what they're actually getting. So that's the reason why I got out of selling sneakers. Um, I noticed that I I got a pair of Adidas. I can't even remember what type of Adidas they were right now. Some type of Ultra Boost with some leopard or cheetah pattern. They turned out to be fake, right? So boom, that's one strike on my account. So then after that, I was like extra diligent. I was already diligent, right? But when you got a good fake like that and you just can't tell, I'm like, how am I supposed to even know that this was fake? It's not even like a hype sneaker or nothing, you know? So I started doing, a little bit more checking. And so I checked a pair of white Air Force Ones. The tag said that it was a men's shoe, but the actual, so the sizing on the tag said that it was a men's shoe, right? But then when I looked up the style code, it brought up a woman's shoe. And then so I was like, well, this shoe's confused, right? So instantly knew something was up. Just like if you guys saw on my Instagram reel that I posted yesterday, it's a polo shirt with a polo tag, and underneath it was a Fruit of the Loom Best tag. That's obviously that's fake. So I did a check on these shoes just to make sure, and lo and behold, they were fake. So I was like, I'm not even gonna keep rocking with this. I'm gonna just get out of the shoe game because I hate cleaning them anyway. And doing it at scale was taking all day long for 30 pairs of shoes, which I mean, granted, it's still taking me all day long to do 90 sets of clothing and 50 live, but that's why I got a lister to help me with it. I was inspired by your videos, Marcus. Appreciate you taking the time to share your daily grind. Keep it up. Thanks, man. I just figured out 3 days ago that any of my 4 to 8 ounce packages have shipping turned off. And only local pickup was available on my listings. I'm having to go back one by one to turn shipping back on. So this is another thing that's been going on with the platform is people's shipping policies have been getting messed up. So say you got shipping policies turned on and there, it's buyer pays for shipping. Somehow a lot of listings are getting turned on free shipping. And apparently now Tiffany's saying that there's no shipping, only local pickup. So that's super strange. Don't know what's going on with that. That's the first I've heard of what you're going through, Tiffany. That's something to add to the list to be, making sure that, if you're having slow sales that day, go in your listings and check and see if it's only on local pickup because that might be why you're not getting certain sales on certain items. Um, I cross-listed an item that was stagnant on eBay on Depop and sold to someone who made that shirt. He lived in Seattle. I'm in Charlotte. Cross-listing helps for me. So that's what my girl said. She said she took an item that had been on Markdown like to $5 on eBay and sold it for $30 on Depop. So sometimes the cross-listing is the way to go. You got to do what you got to do. I mean, I offer free returns, 20% off coupon, markdown sales every 30 days, send offers 25% and accepting most offers. So yeah, that's exactly what I do. I mean, it goes okay. Some days are great. Yesterday I did like 630 something bucks, and today so far I'm at 300. So definitely differences in days, but what are you gonna do? You know what I mean? I also only do used kicks, but hey, the gaming side has been treating me well. So what are you selling, like video games, or are you just like legit been gaming, like playing video games? I also run on averages. I'm gonna lose a lot of items for 5 to 10, but every time I sell items over 30 and up, it balances back out. That's kind of where I'm at. Like, so my average sales price, like according to my numbers, is or not my average sales price, my average profit per item is like $8, which right, that's not great, you know what I mean? But that's because some items I'm selling at $4 or $5, some items I'm selling at $10, and some items I'm selling at $30. So it does all average out. It's on averages for me. But if you sell 100 items a day for $8, it's still $800 profit at the end of the day. But obviously I'm not trying to do that. That's definitely not the model I want to do. I do have something in the works to get higher price selling or higher ASP selling items. That is not the bins, but it's yet to play out yet. So I'm not even going to talk about it yet. Tiffany, are you able to do your editing in bulk, or do you have to go in one listing at a time and do that? Things like that. Researching when it's hard to figure out styles, men's or women's, eats up so much time. So, in the game that we're in, right? Just learning items in general, it doesn't matter whether it's clothing or not. Like research is a part of this industry, right? And the more you know, the less you'll have to research. But in the beginning, it's all front loaded. Learning everything is front loaded in eBay, right? I didn't know anything about clothing when I got started. I knew what I wore in high school and I knew what I was currently wearing. And even none of that stuff's on trend because I just don't dress like the young people do nowadays, right? They wear boxy t-shirts. I wear a fitted tee. I'm definitely not the stylish type of guy. So me learning what was popular and what's selling it took some work. And staying on top of those trends requires additional work. So I'm always observing people. Like when I'm at the bins and there's all like young people around, I'm watching to see what they're grabbing or what they're wearing. And the other day I put something back that this kid picked up. As soon as I sat it down, he's like, "Oh, this is so sick." And was so excited about it. And I was like, dang it, I know I should have picked that up. And every time that I think that, somebody comes along right behind me and they're like, this is so awesome. So kind of go with your gut after a while. You'll know if something looks like something that you've sold before. You'll know if it's, something MMA Elite, for instance. It looks like Affliction. It looks like, all those other types of shirts with the wings and the skulls and like the crosses on it and stuff like that. That type of stuff can go for good money depending on the brand. And MMA Elite is one of those, but it just looks like your standard like tap out type fighting shirt. So a lot of people leave it behind. And I just sold one for $60 the other day. A guy in my Patreon was like, I just got this. I was like, literally, dude, I just sold that shirt for $60 like 2 weeks ago. And so the stuff is out there and he's getting it from Thailand for $3 a piece. So it's definitely money to be made out there. And when you find stuff and sell it over and over again, the research becomes less of a task and more of a joy to like look up something and find a brand that you didn't know can go for good money. That's how it was that brand A-Gold or A-Goldie, A-G-O-L-D-E jeans. I just picked it up based off the look of it, the cut that the jeans were, like the wash of the jeans, the button fly, the material felt good. Turns out you can sell some of those jeans for like 75, $80. So sometimes even more, sometimes less too, but it's still a good item. Brand Junking News says, I'm down to 35% without explanation in the last month as well. I'm cross-listing, but not finding success on other platforms either right now. Top Seller Plus and use all the bells and whistles. Down 35%, 35% in just for like the month over month. Because that's pretty far down. Right now I'm down. Mine was pretty low for a moment there too. It's starting to climb back up. I'm down 4.7% just in the last 31 days. And my impressions are climbing back up. My impressions were down last Tuesday. My impressions were down to 19.5% down, right? That's pretty low. Now it's down to 8%. So things are climbing back up. But it's like, how long does it have to go down before something changes? Well, hang on, guys. My computer got unplugged. Its battery's going low. Let's see. All right. Sorry about that. A lot of technical difficulties over here today. So let's see here. All right. Gibby, did they still have first class shipping on them? That would explain why eBay switched them to local pickup only. That's a good suggestion, man. What's up, Bearded PokeTuber? I'm a resell. That's my other problem. Bulk is not working for me. So frustrating. That's also another problem I've been seeing a lot of people having lately. They can't bulk edit their shipping time to make it extended handling time. They can't. What's the other thing I was seeing? They can't edit handling time and they can't edit the free returns. So they can't go from charging for returns to offering free returns. That's something I've seen that's very common lately too. Just another glitch to add to the list. I had a return request last week as the customer said the RL top I sold them was fake. It had the main tag in the collar, but no tag inside the base of the item. I'm not sure to, yeah, just accept it. Like you can't not accept it. You have to accept it. I mean, you can not accept it, but they're just gonna with an INAD like that, with an item where they don't think it's a legit return. Like I didn't even know you had the option to not accept it. Maybe it's different over there in eBay UK, but I know in my experience, anytime that the buyer said that an item didn't seem authentic, it was automatically accepted, and I had to provide them a label. What's up, Josh? What's going on, man? So this, if everybody doesn't know, this is who I was talking about earlier. This guy Josh is a wealth of knowledge. Even though he doesn't think he is, he's got a lot of good information to explain some of the things that's actually going on right now. Probably a lot better than I could. Looks like this Q4 may be bad if this keeps up. It looks like it might not be great, but you know, we just got to keep on putting our best efforts forward for sure. Don't let this knock you guys out of the box, guys. You know, if you accept defeat before you even get the chance to get in a fight, then you've already lost. So you got to keep the spirits high, man. Keep the hopes up. Cross lifting definitely helps for some, but you got to take the time to learn the platform. Yeah, because it's not universal, right? The way you list items is not the same on every platform. Every single platform is different. Mercari is different from Poshmark. Poshmark's different from eBay. Depop's different from all of them. So you definitely got to learn the platform, find out which ones items sell for what prices on those, and then you got to work with which one goes best for you. For me, eBay was the one that went best for me, and it's still, you know, the only platform I'm on. While a lot of people are talking about not keeping all your eggs in one basket, as of right now, it's what's working for me. And if it gets worse, I'll consider something. I don't know. I did not enjoy Poshmark, so I don't know if that's going to be where I go to, but I think that's the second best option compared to eBay, unfortunately. So it might be what I have to do, but I don't plan on it right now anytime soon. I had shipping issues on listings that had first class and didn't change the option on them before the deadline. So I might need to go back in my store and make sure the same thing isn't happening, because I don't think I changed. I thought I changed over everything, but I know some items still had offers out on them, and so those items might need to be verified that they're on USPS Ground Advantage. Let's see. Meaning it's not eBay. Demographics may be different, shipping algorithms, etc. And then like on top of that too, like we are in a like the economy is not flourishing right now. It's not doing what it used to do. No matter how much we want to ignore it or act like things are all sweet, you know, there's people out there that are like barely struggling to get by. And while there's still a boatload of people out there that are doing better than ever, you know what I mean? Getting them to come buy our used clothes or our used items is the problem, you know what I mean? So we just got to try to get all we can with what we got. That's why titling your items the best way that you can, picking up the best items that you can in the first place is going to be paramount to actually getting eyes in front of your listings. Because how many Ann Taylor tops are out there? A lot. How many are selling a day? Not a lot. We could do market research real quick, and I'm pretty sure Ann Taylor Loft is not a good item to pick up. But you know, if you get one and you promote it and someone makes you an offer on it, you might want to sell that thing, because it's probably not going to be the best of things for you to do. Hold on, let me send these offers real quick, folks. Now I just do this all the time, man. Just send offers in bulk. 25% all day long. All right, back to the action. And Taylor off tops. See how many we got. 64,000 listed. Let's filter by used. And this is just a random brand. Like, this isn't something I'm telling people to go pick up. I'm trying to show you why you should not pick it up. 55,000 listed. 5,900 sold. Horrible sell-through. The prices are not that great. All right, so if you got a bunch of these in your store and someone makes you an offer, you might as well just sell it and take the money and run, because like you got lucky. So unless we have like really, really banging items that are like super sought after, we got to just be thankful that somebody's even seeing our items right now, because a lot of money is, you know, tied up in like responsibilities and kids going back to school and, you know, things like that, school supplies and stuff. So kind of got to do what we got to do. I know it's tough doing the $8 profit times 100 per day over 30 days, but would you rather do all that versus sell one item all month for 24,000? I'm not sure I understand the question. So if I had like 24,000 items and only sold one, yeah, that would be horrible. So with me, I'm not, selling 100 items a day. I wish I was, but right now what am I sitting at for the day? I've sold 18 items today so far for $329. Yesterday I had 30 items go out. So I shipped 30 items this morning, and that was $637. So, it's not optimal. Like, that's not awesome, super great money. That's better than nothing. You know what I mean? So I'm thankful with what I got. That's for sure. Definitely could be worse. So I'm definitely grateful in every aspect of the way. I use an app that cross-lists to 4 different platforms, and it automatically delists the ones that I get sold. So I never really have to unlist them. I sell about 15 a day. That's what's up. That's good. Good deal, man. My sales for me have been high. List 7 and average 7 sales. I'm trying to grow, but I'm struggling. I also sell on Depop. Usually get 1 or 2 extra there. On weekends, I do extra to stay ahead. Good deal. In the area that you're at, man, with this 7 and selling 7, selling 7, listing 7, that's a sweet spot to be. It's hard to grow in that spot, but you're not hurting for the cash that you spent on inventory because you're making it back almost immediately. So while you're doing great, you also, like you said, you're having a hard time trying to grow. But you're not losing any money though. So you're not in a bad spot. You're just trying to grow an actual like big business out of that. It's just going to take you some time. But you're not in a bad spot, man. There's a lot of people out there that would probably love to be in your position. So just be diligent and keep with it. One thing I will say though, amongst all platforms, all sellers, ESP on the sneaker side, I don't know what ESP means, have been complaining about GOAT, StockX, Facebook, etc. I know when I first started selling, I was on StockX. That was the first platform I ever sold anything on. And I thought the fees were pretty high then, but pretty sure it's gotten worse since. It's just, that's 2.5, 3 years ago almost now. So a big part of it is the economy and not just eBay. Absolutely. Keep your head up. Sometimes it's just the enemy. A lot of times it's the enemy, Leroy. People are being rocked to sleep though, my boy. Jeremiah, hello, my brother. Let's get this bread. Absolutely. Definitely not a reseller. I like that thumbnail or that app. What is these profile pictures called, guys? Somebody tell me the name of what this is. Let's see. My impressions are up 76.3%. Page views up 68.5. Sold up 72.1. Nice. That's also from last year, which I assume you weren't doing half of what you were doing last year, this year, right? So definitely keep doing what you're doing. And as Josh said in one of his videos earlier, he's up like 65% year over year. If you can maintain that growth that you're at right now for year over year, bro, you're doing fantastic. But at a certain point, you will get big enough to where it slows down, and it'll be about, luckily you'll get 12% even. Sometimes people are only up 10%, 8%. 30% would be fantastic. That would be incredible if you got to like 20,000 items and was still able to grow 30% year over year. That'd be phenomenal. Josh says, thank you for the shout out, Marcus. No, thank you, man, for putting out valuable information that can help us all. And your channel been blowing up too, dude. What's up? Will to Kill Farilla. How you doing, bro? just like life and everything else, ups and downs, ebb and flows. I just feel blessed to resell. More sales would be nice though. I do feel blessed as well. eBay's changed my life in incredible ways, right? And while it's not as sweet as it used to be, it's definitely still sweeter than working a 9 to 5 for some job with some crappy boss and some staff that doesn't want to do the work. You know, you can be working at a job where nobody works, you're the only one doing the job, and then your bosses suck. You know, so like, do you want to do that or do you want to resell full time for yourself? I think I'd pick reselling. My sales have been consistently good for 2 months. List 20, sell 8 to 10 a day. That's great. That's perfect spot to be at. Obviously, you know, you would love to sell more, but you're not hurting at the position you're in. You can continue to do 20 a day, and you could continue to pay for your bills probably at the same time too. Hi, Marcus. Hi, Bobby. If you need to ship an APO address like military base, it's an additional paper you have to attach. Thanks in advance. So I print my labels off on the regular printer, not the thermal printer. And that perforated line, I just cut that off and just ship the top half of the page uh, with the APO or with the address slash customs form for the label. You don't need that bottom half. Just Kath says my sales have been picking up the last 7 or 8 days, but the 2 3 weeks my sales were down over 50% each way or each week on my normal. So yeah, there's a lot of this going around too. Up 1 week, down the next week, up 2 days of the week, down 2 days of the week. You know, we have to try to find a balance between there and not let the day to day get us thrown off. Because like if I end today at if I don't make another sell and I stay at 329 for the day, uh, all week long I was up. Friday I was at 682. Saturday I was at 605. Sunday I was at 563. Yesterday I was at 637. My goal is 550 a day. So every single day for the last since Friday, I was up. So if I finish today off at 329, those averages of those previous 4 days should at least get me close to my 550 for all 5 days. And so essentially I'm doing okay, you know. And that's what we got to look at. We got to look at this stuff on a number of averages. If we're constantly looking at it day by day, we'll literally go crazy. Josh Josh and Noel were saying on his live stream about the 5 stages of grief. And Noelle said that she goes through all of them multiple times a day, but just holds it together real well. So, you know, sometimes we kind of just gotta to just let it do what it do while that sell through sucks. Yeah. And Taylor, man, I gotta get caught up. Absolutely. What coupon campaign offer would you say is the best to run you find in your store? What's your sweet spot that works for you and your business? Thanks. Coupon, I run 20% off coupon all the time on my store every day. And then I just run a markdown inventory sell for items based off the age they are. So at over a year, like over 400 days, it's going on sale for 70% off. And then I think at 9 months, I do it at 50%. No, at 1 year, I do it at 50%. 9 months, I'm doing 40%, 30% at 6 months, and then 20% is 9 months or 90 days. Anything 90 days over gets marked down to 20%. But I've been seeing a lot of success with people that are not running any markdown inventory sale and selling old items. I myself am selling the crap out of some of my oldest listings right now. So maybe at the first of the month when I restart my sales, I'll probably just not restart them this month and see what happens. And if it stops selling old items, then I'll put them back on sale, but we'll see. I said it wrong, Marcus. Would you rather do the work to sell 8 times $1 per day over 30 days, or just sell one item for the entire month for $24,000? I would just rather sell the one item for $24,000. You make $600 one day. I made that the entire month. Well, I mean, like I said, I'm not trying to sound ungrateful, that's for sure. Because I know there's people out there doing worse than me, but I know there's also people. There was a guy on Josh's live stream talking about something. It's a slow day. I've only sold $1,600 today. So, you know what I mean? There's levels at people at all levels feeling this stuff, you know what I mean? So somebody's bad day is, you know, another person's good day, just like one man's trash is another man's treasure, you know? So And even the ugliest person is beautiful to someone. So we got to just be thankful for what we got. You know what I mean? I sell like one a day, but I just started about a month ago. So yeah, you were in the comment section of some video earlier. Uh, and so I don't know what actual information you would like to receive from me, but I could definitely help you the best I can while we're on here for the next almost 20 minutes. So ask your questions away, Will to Kill. I guess how much do you pay for the one item that's sold? Yeah, that would be a big factor too, right? If I pay 20,000 for the item that's sold for 24,000, then I would definitely need to sell more than that. Um, but obviously, the I want to do the least amount of work, right, to make the most money. So that's why I'm trying to pivot into finding higher ASP items to where I don't have to list 50 a day of those items. Now, if I could get 50 $40 selling a day items, right? If I could get those and that was all I could get, I would still list 50 a day, right? But I wouldn't be doing 90 a day, that's for sure. Uh, if I could do minimum 40, I'd be okay with that though. Like if I don't have to do 90 a day just to be able to take 2 days off to go sourcing, if I could get like my items brought to me, um, that were great quality items that had a decent sales price, I would not list as many items as I do. I would not go sourcing as much as I do because I would try to have all those things lined up for me. Uh, so, like I said, I got something in the works. I just don't think it's going to be enough volume of items at this point for me to be able to make that my only source of income or my only source of inventory. But we'll see. A lot of people are overanalyzing the data, but not taking into account the world around them and how it affects their business. Absolutely. Fortunately, I work full time, Yolanda says. I can't imagine how a full time person would make it with sales that abysmally, and they're not. Full time people are going back to the workforce. Unfortunately, that's for the month. What's for the month? Let me scroll back up to your last comment. Okay, so those percentage views or page views and stuff are up for the month. Gotcha. I'm ready for Q4. Do you ever think of diversifying to other areas besides clothes? So I started out as an everything seller, and what I'm able to get the most of is clothing, and what my photo setup is ready for is clothing. I have a light box right over there that I got hats in, and I don't take pictures of hats because it's just not as. Don't get me wrong, it's a quick process, but it's just not as it's not as fast as what I'm used to. The thing is with hard goods and stuff like that, like I gotta test them, I gotta clean them, I gotta do, I gotta have boxes and what's it called, bubble wrap and all that good stuff on standby, like ready to pack up the most random of items at the drop of a dime, right? Because I don't know that something's going to sell until it sells, right? And I'm just not trying to do that anymore. I'm not trying to be running a Dollar General every other day trying to find a random box to fit this item in. So if I could find items, like if I see an item out in the wild, like I was talking about Grecian hair dye earlier, um, that sells for like over $100 and it's usually dirtball cheap. I got one pack for $1 and it sold for like 150, 175 bucks or something stupid like that in like 2 days. If I see that out in the wild, I'm picking it up, right? Super small, quick to list. I just scan a barcode and sell similar, right? Uh, I'm gonna pick it up, right? But am I gonna make that type of stuff my everyday business model? No, I'm just gonna keep on doing the clothing. Um, because like I said, I started out as an everything seller. I started out not going to the bins ever, only thrifting at my local thrifts, and it just wasn't working. So that's the reason why I do what I do now is because it's what started working for me and it's how I start seeing traction. Now I'm done working for someone 9 to 5. Absolutely. Would you consider selling smaller items on eBay before cross listing and not necessarily clothing, but still niche? A $150 camera here, $105 sunglasses there, small, quick, easy shipping. Yeah, if I could find it though, that's the thing. I'm not finding that type of stuff here, you know. Like as I just said, I was doing all this stuff, beforehand, and I was having to travel to go to like thrift store upon thrift store, like driving up to St. Louis, going to like Savers and all these other thrift stores up there. And if I'm gonna do all that driving, all day long to find some items, I'm gonna just go to the bins and, get a bunch of items for sure, for sure. Like I don't have to guess that I'm gonna go in there and get some items. Um, I'm also not opposed to doing this. I'm also not opposed to going back to look in the thrift stores and find items that I can sell. It just hasn't worked the times that I've done it. Like the last time I went to the local thrift, uh, I don't know, it was probably 2 months ago now, and it went pretty bad for me. And I didn't see anything else in there worth selling either while I was there. So it's proven time and time again to not be worth it. To clear out old inventory, do you think it's better to do a half off sale or auction starting at $1? I've never done an auction starting at $1, except for 14 vintage Barbie dolls that only sold for 14 bucks. So I've never had any luck with auctions. So I think that's going to have to be a metric you test for yourself and see what your risk tolerance is. And if it goes well for you, try it again with another item that's like that and see if that's something you like. But in my experience and just looking at thousands and thousands of sold comps, items that sell on bids are far lower than what you could actually get for them when I buy it now. So if it's an older item, just slash the price month over month and somebody's going to buy it. You don't have to get down to $1 auction because then you might not even sell it at all, or you might sell it for $1 and not make any money off it. I mean, at least you'd be rid of it. You'd have your space back, but I'm pretty sure you won't recoup your buy cost at $1. Whenever I get a ding from my eBay, a late ship, a negative feedback, my sales drop by half for about a week. Too many times to be a coincidence. I'm definitely getting a B slap from that. Well, the most optimal thing to do in your situation is find out why you keep getting defects. Whatever is causing you to get a late shipment or a negative feedback, you need to address that, right? So sometimes you're not going to be able to prevent it from happening. I got a negative feedback from a guy that bought a Carhartt jacket for me today and said nasty had cat hair all over it. Do I look like a cat guy? Does it look like I own a cat? First of all. Second of all, there's no hair on this item in the photos whatsoever. So I know that the guy's full of crap. So I just reached out to him and asked him, can you open a return so I can give you your money back? We'll see what happens. But sometimes it's not your fault. Sometimes it is your fault, though. And if it continues to happen, you just got to do the best that you can to fix whatever's causing you to get those defects and just focus on that moving forward. The more you sell, though, the less those defects matter. I have two negative feedbacks right now. One I just got today, and another guy would not give me a chance to fix the problem. So those two negative feedbacks still have me sitting at 99.9%, 99.99% feedback, right? Whereas 6 months ago, if I got two feedback, I'd have dropped down to like 97% or 98% or something like that. So the more volume you sell, the less the negative feedbacks hurt you. You don't want to get negative feedbacks, period. But if you do, it matters less the more you sell. I get your decision, one item for $24,000, but personally, I've worried so much about a picky buyer, high net, etc., that could crush you if you got a return. God bless you, Marcus. Keep it up. Yeah, I mean, well, in all fairness, bro, this was a hypothetical. In all reality, that's probably not going to happen to me. So neither one of us have to worry about that. But I definitely get it on the larger price items getting returned, because even when I'm not expecting a $50 item to get returned, and then somebody opens a return and I'm like, dang, this is gonna suck because it's coming out of my daily payouts, you know what I mean? And while I'm still able to return their money, you know what I mean, that's still less money that I get to make the next day. You know what I mean? So I don't want to see any returns come in, but at the end of the day, it helps me to make more sales. My return rate's fairly low. Let's see what my return rate is. So it's just part of the game. You can't not have returns, period. So my return rate is 2.56 out of 61 returns for the last 90 days, out of 2,300 sales. So it could be worse, it could be better. I'm seeing a lot of people with 5% return rates. So I feel like I'm doing okay. Let's Let's see here real quick. All right, now we're at 19 items for $341 for the day, so kind of getting a little better. Staying on the same platform seems more efficient and beneficial. It'd be different, but think you'd kill it for sure with a sprinkle of cameras. I can't find the cameras though. Like I know a lot of people are killing it with digital cameras right now. Me and my girl were actually talking about how digital cameras have gone up in price over the last, year or two, especially the last year. I've noticed. I just don't find those that often. I bought a storage unit about a month ago and I made about $400 in profit, but I have a lot of antiques. And any idea how I can sell those fast? Put them on Facebook Marketplace or put them on eBay for an auction. You can sell them fast on auction. They might not be worth it. They might not sell fast no matter what you price them for, though. But just do research on them, find out if they're okay to sell for any good money at all. And if they are, then get rid of them. Let me get caught up on this chat, man. Anyone want to dip into electronics tools, let me know. I resell part-time, work for the state full-time, and I'm hitting 6 figures yearly. It's possible. There you go. Do you list all your own items? If not, do you have any advice for finding a listing assistant? I was listing all my items up until about a couple of months ago. I dibbled and dabbled with a couple of different listers. I didn't like it, so I went back to listing my own items. Now I've been working with a lister for about a month now, maybe 3 weeks, probably close to a month. And it's okay. You're never going to get a 100% perfect listing done by somebody that's in a foreign country. It's just not going to happen. So if you can leave the fact that you're going to have to fix some stuff, if you can leave that aside and understand that going into it, you'll be in a lot better headspace. Because at first I was getting upset that I was paying these people to do these listings and they didn't understand about certain things, you know what I mean? So like at the end of the day, I just sucked it up and realized I was going to have to create the perfect title because there's Americans that have bad titles. So it's not really something that I could put on someone's shoulders to make the perfect title. So if you can get around that, then you'll be all right. But just give somebody a sample run and let them see how they do, see if you like it. What's going on? Everybody complains something wrong with eBay sales. Slow down. I don't understand your comment 100%. But yeah, a lot of people are complaining. Just the time we're in right now. Your local post office has free boxes too for anyone who didn't know. Absolutely. I checked my numbers for this year and noticed my total sales are 8.6 up. Then my net sales are 22.7 low. Quantity sold 18% up. That means the quality of my inventory is decreased. Just means that, yeah, that's pretty much what that means. The thing that happened with me is my ASP lowered the more items I sold because I was selling more lower profit items and I was accepting more offers. So that's what happened to me. Working more for less profit, normal sales. You got to pick better items or either sell more of those items, get faster at listing. That definitely helps too. If you can double the amount of items you list in an hour, you just gave yourself a nice raise. I have a clothing setup and a small hard goods setup really quick. I look at cameras, routers, sunglasses, and bonuses. Not a bad way to do it. I don't know where you live at, but you could try to come do that in Cape Girardeau and see how well that goes for you. Hey, Marcus and everyone, I hope everyone is staying safe during this crazy weather. Yeah, it's stupid crazy out there. Better late than never. How's it going, everyone? What's up, Hillary? How you doing, buddy? Everyone has their business model. Keith Cunningham is a great listen for business motivation, by the way. God bless you, man. Thanks. Hi, Marcus. Does eBay take some of the shipping fees that are paid by the buyer? Thanks. Yes, they do. I don't know exactly how much without looking at the breakdown of a fee, but yeah, eBay takes their cut based off the total value of the order. So they take their cut based off what you sell it for and what the buyer pays for it and the sales tax off that. So eBay's making a killing. Have you moved your picture station from behind you to the basement? And if so, have you noticed any change in your listing timings? I need to expand my business size-wise because running out of room. Yeah, so I did move it over there. I did notice that it took me, it was a lot slower moving it over there because everything's more spaced out, right? Here I had everything set up to where like I literally didn't have to move very far at all to grab it out and put it on the listing station and then pack it up. And the way that I had it set up, I was having to walk several steps in between processes. So earlier today, I did 90 sets of photos in 3 hours. I was able to get it down by moving the table closer to the listing station and moving the bagging station closer to me as well. So um, every time I move and do something with my setup, it takes me longer to do it than I was doing it because I've gotten in a groove of the way that I was doing it. So I think I'll get just as fast. I just got to keep doing it. I know, Marcus. I know I'm just trying to have some laughs on a day where it's been like 110 or so in Oklahoma and giving you some support. Yeah, man, it's hot here too. Y'all don't even know how hot I am sitting here with this AC off in my house right now, but gotta do it for the people, man. I just sold a vintage mossy old camo shirt for 80 plus shipping. First time finding that bolo. Definitely one I'll keep looking for. Don't think that they all sell for that much because they 100% do not. That's just a more rare one. I promise you that. Returns is part of the game. I resell electronics and I'm about 5% return rate, which is normal. Absolutely. We found a real brush popper style shirt, great condition at a local garage sale for $1. Nice. Someone in my Patreon just sold one for $45 today, which is on the low end. You could sell those things for like 80, 90 bucks. Good deal. Appreciate the advice. I sold all my digital cameras and jackets, but now all I got are these antiques they aren't selling, so I'm gonna auction them off. Thank you. Good luck with that. Let me know how it goes, bro. Hey, Amathea, how you doing? One thing I never got are views, people who actually clicks on our listing or someone scrolls by past our listing. I was literally just breaking this down to my girl yesterday. So listing impressions, right, are like when someone sees your listing in search, but they don't click on it. A page view is when someone actually like searches in your your listing and they view it, right? That's like click through. Click through is actually when someone clicks on your item. Uh, uh, Conversion rate is someone buys your item from the click through. So listing impression and page views are slightly different. Let's just look up so I can just tell you guys real quick. Okay, so impressions are the number of items your listing appears to potential buyers in a search. Page views are the number of times buyers clicked on your listing in search to view your listing. So there you go. And obviously, you want those to be as high as possible so you could sell more items as possible. Any antique shops in your city that might be interested, where to kill? I sold 32 in 90 days. 32. I sold 32 wide 90 days. It's time to get a store. Which subscription should I get? Thanks. So you have 32 listings. I'm not exactly sure what the wide means. 32, and if you only sold 32, you don't need a store yet. But if you have maxed out all your listings and cannot list anymore without paying for them, it's time to upgrade at least to a starter store. I live in a small town. We don't have anything like that, unfortunately. I feel your pain, bro. But even we have auction stuff like that in my area. Man, I can't believe in about a month everyone is going to have to wear a mask again. The government's so bad they're releasing another strain. It's election year. I haven't heard anything about that. I used to think, dang it, I used to think I had ADHD, but it was really a discipline issue. J Rise the man. What's up, Jake? How you doing, bro? Appreciate you coming in. Do you have a number of listings in mind where you want to level off? Um, I mean, not necessarily, man. Like if it grows, it grows. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. Um, However much I can fit into a building, so like for right now, like obviously I'm not gonna want to grow out of the building that I'm in. Uh, but if things I don't want to have 50,000 $8 items listed on eBay. That's for sure. I would like to keep it the most amount of items I can for the highest amount of selling prices as possible. So I just got to figure all that out first to where I just need to move closer to a source to where I don't have to drive to the bins. It's such a task going to the bins every single day for me, living so far away from them. So it's not an option. So I have to do volume of lower dollar items. That's just the only option I had to make enough money to pay the bills. Right. So if I was able to live by the bins and I could go to the bins every single day and pick all the great items, I would not list nowhere near the amount of items that I do because I would be in control more of what is actually going in my store because I would be able to source every single day. I'd be able to spend more time sourcing. I just can't do that right now. So obviously with that, that would be a smaller store. It's crazy you can list that many items in a day. I'm currently running at 20 a day and find that works for me. But again, I only use the eBay app. I really need to use the PC and see if listings increase. I mean, it's crazy, but it also sucks, dude. Like I don't recommend anybody do what I'm doing. Not at all. Not even a little bit. I recommend everybody list the least amount of items that sell for the most amount of items possible. It's the least amount of work and you will not be chained to eBay. That's what I recommend everybody doing. It's coming, man. Just Google mask mandate. It's already starting in the south at a college. Dang. It's crazy how great this community is. I was watching a lot of videos and this is by far the best community. Let's get this bread. There's a lot of people in here that love to hate too, though, man. So just find the ones that are positive and focusing on making solutions and trying to help each other out and gravitate to them because there's going to be a lot of people that hate on you. The more success you get, the better you start doing. If they're not doing well too, they're going to talk major trash on you, Will. So just do what you can, man, to stay positive, man. So I'm finally caught up on the chat. I'm 5 minutes past the hour and I have not had dinner, so I'm going to hop off here, guys. Your boy's super duper hungry and needs a cheeseburger. So hopefully you guys are doing well. Don't let these times bring you down. Stay positive. Jake says, unrelated, Marcus, have you ever heard of a Mind Pump? It's a fitness podcast, and I think you vibe with those guys. No, I have not, but I'll check it out. Hey, Marcus, if you were able to find digital cameras, would you sell them in your eBay clothing store? Or would you create a second account for hard goods to keep cohesiveness of the clothing store? I would just list them on top of the clothing. It's 1 or 2 cameras a month or, however often is not going to change anything. I would just add them to the store that I currently have. I did 2 eBay stores before. That was a nightmare. I'm never doing it again. All right, guys, take it easy. Thanks for the questions. That's going to do it for this one. Catch you guys on the next one. But until then, let's make this cat.